Hello, everybody. I am Melissa Forziat. I'm a motivational keynote speaker, and my topic is Take the Donut, which is another way to say Carpe Diem. And it's time for another message from Melissa. So, this month, something that I wanted to talk about is that the truth often has many perspectives. Something that I'm thinking about right now, look, I've been for a little while now, for about a year, I've been doing a podcast about the show Halt and Catch Fire. And the podcast started out with episode recaps, and I went really deep into each episode. It's a four season, 10 episodes per season show, so 40 episodes, really beautiful drama with great characters, relationship driven, character driven show. And there was a lot to deep dive into. I started doing the episode recaps, and then I began doing interviews with cast and crew, which was a great surprise that began and then it evolved. I started to interview a lot of people. And something that was really special for me in the process of doing this podcast is that every single person that I spoke with, whether it be fans of the show that came to the comment section and started having a dialogue about the show and the episodes, or whether it was cast or crew members who had worked on the show who came on to talk with me about their experience, every single person wanted to talk about this show in depth with me. They had given it a lot of thought. They had put a lot of work into it. They had thoughts about the characters. They had thoughts about the stories. They had thoughts about the settings and the production. They had opinions that they wanted to share. And what was so interesting to me in the process of speaking with people who love the show is that we would look at one scene. We'd all look at the same scene and we'd see different interpretations in it. I would even in a recap, I would share multiple interpretations sometimes of one scene, but I'd often have a viewpoint for me that was a little bit stronger. But people would comment in, and they'd have their way of looking at a scene. And an actor who played the role had another way of looking at it, and somebody who was holding the camera. Or who had written the episode or who had edited the episode, they had their own perspectives that they brought to it. And we would have discussions about it. And we celebrated each other's points of view. We often still felt strongly about our own, but we acknowledged that there were other points of view to bring to the table. We sometimes took a little piece of each person's perspective or different people's perspectives and added it to our own. And it gave us more information. It gave us more to talk about. It gave us more nuances to understand about a show that we loved. And something that became really clear to me in this process is that we think of this thing called the truth. And the truth isn't one thing. Everybody has their own. And we bring it all together, and the truth is just a tapestry of everybody's truths. And that can be a really beautiful thing. I think we sometimes consider it a thing that needs to be divisive. We sometimes need to feel like our version of the truth is right. In some situations, we feel like the stakes of that are higher than others. But the reality is everybody has their own truth that they bring to a situation, and it comes from the people that they know, from the experiences they've had, from how they live or where they live or why they live. There's so many things that influence how we see a situation. And the more we talk about it with each other, the more we can understand them. Even if you still feel like, you know what, I prefer this version of the truth, you can still acknowledge that there are other versions out there and you can celebrate them because that's all part of the tapestry. So I know that a message like this in the context of a television show may seem like it's not as big a deal to you as some of the wider conversations that people may have about the truth. But for me, I think the truth in everything is always a collaboration. It's always many stories folded into one. And the more we can hear other people's perspectives, the better off we are. So today I celebrate all the versions of the truth there are out there. I encourage you to think about what perspectives you want to seek out and which ones you still need to hear, and just acknowledging that there's something to be celebrated in hearing other people's perspective on the truth. That's it for today, everybody. Thank you so much.